Hello, thanks for joining me again. So our theme today is looking at thoughts and believe to achieve. We're going to work on this theme over a number of different videos, but for the first video we're just going to set a bit of context really and see where you are with your thoughts and how your mind works and explore that. So we've obviously all got different DNA. We're made out of amazing DNA from our ancestors, brought up to us, and that's how we are. That's who we are. That's something we can't change. We also, as we are born and go through different experiences, pick up habits and ways of being through our life experiences, and combined, these things make us who we are. They make us process things and act and be and behave how we behave in our amazing human forms. Now, we cannot control the DNA. That is us. We can't change that. Well, possibly you can, but yeah, we're kind of stuck with that. But the stuff that we learn, the processes and things we pick up along the way, those things we can challenge. We can use our brain and say, hold on a minute, is that really the best thing for me, the best way for me to feel, the best way for me to respond? And it takes some practice. It's not something that you can do automatically, but the first step is having some awareness of how you are, so that you're able to take a step back and go, okay, maybe I could do something a little bit different and it's going to help my life. Small changes will make a big difference over time, and please, keep that in mind. So I'm going to give you a scenario, very simple scenario, and then we can think about how that makes you feel and what that brings up. So the scenario, if I can set the scene, is that you've just woken up. You've had a beautiful night's sleep and you open your eyes, refreshed from that sleep. You look out the window. It is hammering it down out there. It is raining so hard. It's windy, cold, weather. How do you feel at that point? How do you feel inside? How does your body feel? Are there any bits that feel uncomfortable or sad, emotionally? How do you feel? But also, what words are going on in your head? What are you being told from inside? So there was a point with me, and I've definitely felt like this on more than one occasion, where I would wake up, look at the weather being rubbish, and then automatically think, I'm going to have a rubbish day today. Now it's raining. I've got to go out in the rain. It's going to be hard work. I'm going to get soaking wet, and then I'm going to be put behind. My day is going to be harder than it needs to be. Everyone's always moodier when it's raining. All of this internal talk is going on, blah, 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 blah. And I then am kind of almost pushing myself forward to have a crap day. Which I don't need to. And the point of this exercise is you may feel totally different. You might be like, it's raining, that's fine, that doesn't affect me and I'm fine, and great. But have a think about it. And if we were to think about how powerful our thoughts are, which is something we'll talk about later, then that thought process that I was going through has kind of set me up to have a pretty rubbish day. Before I've barely opened my eyes, I'm just starting my day, and I've already set out it's a rubbish day, and I'm attracting that kind of day. It's definitely not going to help me achieve the best day that I can have. So I can now take a step back and think, well, actually, all this talk about me having a rubbish day and about it being awful just because it's raining outside doesn't actually really affect me. And I'm not going to listen to that thought. I'm going to say, nope, I'm not having that thought. And I'm going to just have a moment to think about this. It's raining outside and it's cold, so I'll have to wrap up a bit warmer. I might need to use the car to go and drop the kids off so that we don't get soaked. And then I won't be able to do the stuff outside, so I'll get those things that I need to get inside done. And it's fine, I can have a great day, I can catch up with what I needed to do. That then leads me onto a path of having a much better day than oh, it's going to be a rubbish day, I'm not going to get stuff done, I'm going to get wet, I just want to go back to sleep. I'm kind of going almost in opposite directions from what my thoughts are saying. And if I have the moment to just take a step back and go, Gemma, don't think these things. What are you thinking about like that? Then, and think the more positive and see things from a more positive perspective, I will have a better day. It's guaranteed. My day will be better. It's not always easy to do that, but what I want us to do is just be aware. That's the first step, be aware. Now, if that scenario of it being raining outside doesn't work for you, pick another scenario, something that is going to work for you, that is going to make you possibly think negatively, because we're trying to just challenge that. So something that makes you maybe feel uncomfortable, something that you're struggling with, think about that thing, have a thought or a scenario about that, and see what your internal dialect is. See how you feel, and take real notice of that. And then take a step back and try, even if it feels really uncomfortable and your body's like, no, I don't want to do it, but try and change your thought into something positive, and you will see the spiral effect will go in the other way. So from it being something that's negative and getting worse and worse and worse, if you start that thought process in a positive way, that spiral will go in more of a positive way. And I think that's kind of our first step, really, just being aware of how you feel. Feel free to write down some notes. It's really good to journal down how you're feeling and what you're learning along the way, and just assess where you're at. That's it. That's all we need to do today. Just have a think about where you're at, and think about like our thoughts in a way that's like a beautiful tomato plant, for example. So we've got a tomato plant, and if you feed it whether that tomato plant is a positive or a negative worry, if you feed it and you believe it, it will grow into something else. So if it's a negative worry and you start off negatively and you're thinking negatively, you're feeding that, your tomato plant will grow, and it will be full of tomatoes that are all little worries, negative things, negative thoughts, negative feelings, and each one of those could turn into another plant, and it could spiral. Whereas if you feed a positive thought, it's going to do the same but in more positive ways, and that's going to serve you, and that is where I want us to be able to get to. It's not a quick fix, it's going to take work, but first step, which you've already started today, is just being aware. So fantastic that you've done that. Write some notes, let me know how you got on, let me know how you feel, and we'll move forward in the next video. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.